everyone, this is Ro from the Tech Fairies, and today's video is going to be about Google Jamboard. And it is an online digital whiteboard. It is something that does allow for a sort of free-form collaboration. So if you're familiar with G Suite, you know that you can collaborate on Google Docs, slides, sheets, drawings, but it's a more structured collaboration. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Rosalinda, but you can call me Ro. I'm a 5th grade teacher based out of Temecula, California. Also link this slide presentation in the description bar for you as well. Let's get started. So, Google Jamboard. Just in case you didn't know, I want to give you some background information. Google Jamboard is an actual 55-inch digital whiteboard. It's a physical device. It's an actual screen, very similar to a smartboard or Promethean board. It costs around $5,000, and that's an educator discount. Don't forget, it does have management and support fees. But what most educators like myself use is the Jamboard web edition and the app version. So the software itself is free. So on my chart over here, I like to explain that on Jamboard web, which I will show you on my MacBook today, there are some things that it can do. It's still a very powerful tool. However, the Android app or the iOS app, it's very robust. And so you see I've listed those items there. For both the web version and the Jamboard app version, as of right now, there is no video file upload, so cannot add a video. Now, some of you are wondering, well, if we have Google Slides or we have a drawing, why would I use Jamboard? So Jamboard, like I had mentioned earlier, is a free-form collaboration tool. So it's like you're brainstorming and you're writing on your whiteboard and you're doing, you're making a concept map, or you are curating resources. And for sometimes, like how I used it through distance learning, was I wanted to collect thoughts or I wanted to collect ideas on the fly, and I could throw out a Jamboard for my students to participate on. Another great use for it was for math. I could give every student their own Jamboard and they could show their work, they could do a character analysis, they could check in. It has so many uses on there. All right, so there are 3 ways in which you can access Google Jamboard. The very first one is right within your drive. So if you go here to your drive and you click on New and you go to More, you will see that Google Jamboard is listed there for you. Now, if you are an education account and you do not see it listed there, then you need to get with whoever is your Google admin or your Google administrator to turn that on for you to use. But I do believe that if you have a personal Gmail account like I do, that you have Google Jamboard already available for you. So when you find Google Jamboard within your drive, you just click on it and it will make you a brand new one. The other way that you can access Jamboard is to go to jamboard.google.com, and here it will show you all of your recent jams. As you can see, I have several here. On my school account, I have a lot more. So you can also create a Jamboard there as well. The other way that you can access this is on your Android or iOS device by downloading the app itself. And so today's video will show you what that interface looks like as well. The web version, and we know we're on the web version because it says jamboard.google.com. You see that my account is here, so my Google account is there. All of the changes, anything that you do to your jam will be saved automatically to your Google Drive. Let's look at the tools here that we have. A jam is exactly what you see here. So Jamboard is the software. When you create a jam, it's like creating a doc or a slide. You're able to click on it to rename it. They call it Demo Jam. On there, if we go over to this middle bar here, I can expand this, and here's my first frame within my jam. I can add one after, I can add one before it. I know I'm on page 1. Whatever I create on this jam, I can click these 3 dots to duplicate. Over here to the 3 dots, you have some more options. I can rename it. So if I wanted to call it something else, I can download it as a PDF, save the frame as an image. I can remove it to the trash, make a copy of it, and then these are some other items here. These are updates that Google lets you know if there are any updates coming for the Jamboard. And then my favorite button is to send feedback. So anything that you think can be improved or suggestions you have, I suggest that you give them feedback. So you also have the ability to share with others. So you can add people or groups to your Jamboard. You can say everyone within your organization can find and view, or what I like to do is change it so anyone with the link can view it. And then I would copy that link, put it in my Google Meet or my Zoom, Google Classroom, in an email, and send it to them. Okay? If I had the actual physical device, I can open it on the actual physical standing Jamboard up there. All right, on to this next bar here. So you can zoom in or out of your canvas there. This is my favorite. You can change the background to dots, college with paper, grid, a darker grid, and these are the only 2 solid colors we have. So we have a blue, and then we have a chalkboard, which I thought is really interesting. Gives you that feel of a chalkboard. Let me change my pen here. Which, by the way, my students thought this was super cool. You also have the ability to clear the entire frame, or I can get the eraser and I can finish erasing what I want, or I can click on clear the frame. So let me go back and make that transparent there, or white. You also have 4 pen tools. You have a pen, a marker, a highlighter, and a brush. You have 6 different colors to choose from. You have an eraser tool, selection tool. You have a sticky note. You can add an image and a laser tool. So let me show you the sticky note here. So in the sticky note, I can add text here. Can't add any images or links. So far it's just text. And I can change the color from yellow, green, blue, pink, orange, or transparent. Click Save. And now I can resize by pulling those corners or change the direction of the sticky note on there. If I wanted to duplicate it, I could. And then edit, maybe change the color, change my text. Click Save. Now, remember here, there's this feedback button here. The one thing that I wish that we could do that we do not have the capability of doing yet is locking these items. So I'll demonstrate that for you in a bit when I show you what the iPad app looks like. So if I wanted to move these around, I do need to make sure my selection tool is highlighted so that way I can move them around. Okay. I can upload images. So I can do a Google image search. I can search for my Google Drive, my photos. I can upload. Over here, I'm going to type frog. Let's add that one in. Give it a second. And there we go. I can duplicate it or delete it on there. My laser tool, I can just use it for exactly that reason, to go and highlight something or have someone pay attention to a certain area there. So you can see that although it can be a little limited, you do have your images, you do have the ability to type text. I still found it to be extremely helpful and useful during distance learning. Let me go and expand this here. I can duplicate that as well. One of the other things I like to do is I love my Bitmoji extension. And so I'm going to copy that image and just use Command V or Control V to paste my Bitmoji in there. My Bitmoji will show up as a transparent image. Another extension I enjoy using in my Jamboards is my Joy Pixel extension here. If you'd like to learn more about this extension, I will leave a video card up above so you could click on and learn more about that extension. So this just gives me some emojis and it already copied it. So I cannot paste it onto the Jamboard itself. It doesn't work the same way like the Bitmoji, but what I can do is click on my sticky note and paste my emoji in there, and now I have that as well. And so I believe the reason why I cannot paste it directly on the Jamboard is that this emoji is coded more as text than it is as an image. So I will leave the video, probably popped up earlier, for you to click on. Don't forget, if you have any questions, please don't forget to leave it in the comment section of this video. All right, let's move on to the iPad app. Right, so welcome to my iPad. On here, I have the Jamboard app already downloaded and installed. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it here. Oops, and I already have one open. I am going to go to the Jamboard that I had previously showed you. So let me charge my pencil. It's dead. All right. So on here, I am still logged into the same account. You can see at the very top, over here, let me undo that, that we have the Jamboard. We have the Jamboard icon over here on the top right. So if you wanted to open it up in its own Jam on the physical device, you could. You have the 3 dots over here on the right hand side that allow you to share, add it to your, add as a star file, share the link out, copy the link, share the Jam as a PDF, share this frame as an image, rename it, make a copy, or remove it. Now, I wanted to show you the tools that come in the Android and iOS app. And so I'm going to click over here to the left on your pen tools. So we still have the same pen tools. You have a pen, you have a marker, you have a highlighter, you have a brush. Still have the 6 colors. But you now have some assistive drawing tools. So my students this year will be 1-to-1 iPads. So I'm really excited about these assistive drawing tools that my students will be able to use. The first one I want to demonstrate for you is the handwriting recognition. So I'm going to change the color here, and I'm going to write, choose my marker, make sure I did select that, and I'm going to write hi. And it does change it to text. And on my iPad, to pinch and zoom to make it as big or as small, click the 3 dots to duplicate or delete. The other thing I can do is the shape tool. So for all you math people out there like myself, I'm going to go to a new frame. I'm going to click that little arrow drop-down menu under the 2/2. And I'm going to go to where it says background. And I'm going to change it to my grid paper. And I can apply it to all the frames if I want, or just to that one. If you notice on the left-hand side right here, I do have the shape tool already selected. So I can draw my shape and resize it. I can draw any shape. I have to tell you, teaching geometry during the last semester of distance learning, this came in handy. Draw some angles there. Oops, I always do that. You have an undo button down here at the bottom. Undo, selection tool. Sometimes it likes me. I'm using my fingers here. I can also erase on here. If I tap and hold, I can also clear the frame. Okay, so I'm not going to do that. The other thing that you can do with these assistive tools is, if I click on the last feature, is your auto draw feature. The kids had a blast with this. So I had some kids who had iPads during distance learning, and I had some kids who had Chromebooks. So on a Chromebook, we were able to download the app for the kids to use, and they had just so much fun. So I'm going to draw a happy face, and it starts to populate at the bottom there. Oh, maybe it thought I meant a donut. So there's my happy face. I can resize it and change it. I can go in. Let's see here. I'm going to try to make a cat. Make a cat here. Cat, cat, cat. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Now, you know, I have students telling you that they can't draw. So I absolutely love that feature. In the pen tools, that is where your assistive drawing tools live, in that area. So you have the auto draw, shape, and text. And if I just wanted the pen tool, I just deselect that there. I have my eraser tool. Again, if I press and hold, and then I can clear the frame. Selection tool. I still have the laser feature. But if I click the plus sign, I also have the sticky note, which you're familiar with. Works the same way. I just tap the dot over here to change the colors at the top. So I can change all those colors there if I like. I can go to images, and here, this is where, oops, I can select an image. So maybe I want a sun, and I like this one. Click and drag it out on there as well. This is where I can put in my drive content on here. So I'm going to search here for Jamboard. And there's my presentation for Jamboard. So what it's doing is it brings up your actual file. And then if I tap on it, let's see, there we go. Oops. I can tap on it to expand it. Pull out images, so I can just drag them out. And they become images. It does not affect your original, does not affect your original document or slide. I can then annotate on this if I wanted to. I can duplicate it or delete it on there. And on this file, it tells you at the bottom that there are 6 slides out of 9 on there. Click the X to make it smaller. Tap, double tap on it to expand it. So imagine if you have a Google Doc or a slide that you want to annotate on, or have present it as an image for kids to be able to see. Another thing is you do have camera access because I'm on an iPad, so I could take a picture of myself or anything that is around me. I can go to image library and it's going to pick up images of my babies. And then you have stickers. So you can bring stickers out, you can resize them, give kids feedback on there. You have other stickers. My kids really did like this feature here. This was their comic book template here that they could do for as their rough draft and then create their final draft in Google Drawings. So I personally enjoy the iPad or Android version of Jamboard. I think the web version is fine, but the app itself on either iOS or Android is so powerful and robust. So I have left a blog post for you in the description bar. I also am working on a blog post that should be posted next Wednesday on the 10 ways you can use Jamboard in your classroom. If you want to be notified about that blog post, subscribe to my newsletter. It's down in the description bar. Let me know what ideas you have or how you've used Jamboard in the classroom. And then I have to do this because I think this is fun.
Like and subscribe. Alright.
Talk to you soon. Bye.